Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Justin Riley, and we have a fantastic show for you today. We're going to be hearing from the Dane County Humane Society, and we'll see a furry friend from them. Also, if you have a little girl who likes to dance, you'll want to stay tuned for a guest later on that we'll have. Rosy Cheeks from Hilldale Mall will be here talking about some of the great clothing items that they have. But first, I'm joined by Megan Harris and Amy Gottlieb from the Pure Bar at Madison Hilldale. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome. So talk to us about what is Pure Bar?
Well, Pure Bar is a 55-minute full body workout. It uses a ballet bar for balance and resistance and utilizes small isometric movements to tone your entire body.
Wow, so this isn't like a ballet class. This is a workout.
Yeah, it's a pretty intense workout,
Wow.
and it works all major muscle groups: your legs, your thighs, your seat, your stomach, your back, your arms.
Very cool, very cool. And why does it work so well? I mean, this is such a unique concept. How come? Who would have thought to do this, and why does it work?
Well, it aims to create long, lean muscle groups. So what you do is you work each muscle into fatigue, and then you stretch it. So you're getting every part of your body worked, and then stretch it so it makes it lean right after you're working it. And it's great because everything is low impact, so anyone at any phase in life can do the workout, and it's high intensity, taking it from where you are and really growing every time you come to take class.
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. And I guess what makes Pure Bar special to the community here in Madison?
Well, as a small business in Madison, we like to work with other small businesses and help grow other small businesses while we grow ourselves. So we like to do cross promotions with a lot of other companies, as many as we can, really, in the same industry. We do a lot with Psych Fitness and other companies like healthy eating or anything that's healthy for you. We like to cross promote, and so we kind of help grow other companies while we grow ourselves. And then we also do a lot of charity events, a lot of donations, that type of thing.
Yeah, the collaboration aspect with other businesses is such a cool thing to have. To be
Yeah.
able to do that versus just competitive.
Definitely, and people are really open to it here.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Yeah, that's very cool. So, Megan, talk to us a little bit about how this program and being a part of Pure Bar has changed you.
Well, physically, it helped me bounce back from having a baby fairly quickly. The nice thing about Pure Bar, the workout itself, is since it tones and makes your muscles long and lean.
Sure.
Typically, when I work out, I get bulky, my shoulders and that, and this has helped create a longer, leaner muscle. And then also, just emotionally, it makes me happy. I'm happy to go to work. I taught a 5:30 class this morning, and I loved it. You know,
Sure.
it's a fun place to be.
Sure.
Yeah.
You get those endorphins
That's
going
right.
and everything.
That's
great.
right, yeah.
That's awesome. So, Amy, talk to us a little bit about what you've gained from being a part of Pure Bar.
It's really changed me both physically and mentally. In class, you push yourself to progress and grow, and if you think back to my first class, I was a mess to where I am now, and just thinking that
Right.
although that's physical, a lot of it is mental too, breaking down that block of I can or cannot do something. It's really transferred to all aspects of my life, just knowing that if you push and make the time and commitment, you really can grow.
Sure.
And it's just a wonderful place to be. It makes me really happy. Every time I go to work,
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like work.
It doesn't feel like work.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's
That's
fun.
the best part
So
about
you guys have some exercises that you're going to demonstrate for us. Can you show us?
Yes, I will demonstrate if Amy
Okay.
wants to cue me.
Okay.
So we wear sticky socks, Pure Bar sticky socks.
Sticky socks.
Yes.
Okay. Do I need to move out of the way? Or am I gonna get
You
kicked?
don't. It's just
Okay.
I just need to be kind of profiled to the
Okay.
camera.
Okay.
So I'm going to start out heels together, toes apart.
Okay.
And so this is where you're at. So since your knees are bent, your muscles are already working.
Sure.
And right here is an exercise where you'd work the inner thighs. You could start by pressing out side to side. So you could press your right knee, then your left.
So you see how small the movements are. Tiny little movements.
So this is really deep muscle work at its best.
Yeah.
I mean, you're really. I mean, it's holding these poses and so forth.
Yep.
And the basis of everything is the tuck, where you're rounding your pelvis and pulling your abs in, which is getting both the abs and the thighs from this position. And then a really intense thing we do is where you extend your arm towards the ceiling, and then you bring your seat all the way down to your heels. So it's like a very slow
goodness.
wall sit, essentially, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, back's flat all the way.
The entire time. And then you can stay nice and low and speed up the movement, but it's still just 1 inch of movement. So when you're doing it all in order, your muscles start to shake, which means that they're changing.
They're working.
That's right.
That's great. That's great. Well, thank you so much for that demonstration. Amy Gottlieb and Megan Harris from Pure Bar at Hilldale, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Stay tuned. When we come back to Talk of the Town, we'll be talking with the Dane County Humane Society. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm so excited to talk with our next guest, Gail Viney from the Dane County Humane Society. Welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
And this is Keena.
Keena also is joining me too, and she was recently adopted from the Humane Society by me.
Oh, well, there you
So
go.
she wanted to come out and say hello to you all too.
Oh yeah, and she's being a good
loving her
puppy.
bone right now.
Yeah, she's being a good puppy so
yeah,
far.
she is.
Yeah.
10 weeks old, Catahoula mix,
Oh,
but
wow.
we're loving her. She's fantastic.
Very cool. So, can you talk to us a little bit about what animals are seen and helped by the Dane County Humane Society?
Right. Well, when we talk about the shelter, I think people automatically think dogs. Dogs and cats are definitely our #1 and #2 animals that we help, but we also help smaller animals like rabbits and guinea pigs, critters, little rats and mice, and all the way up to big animals like horses and pigs. And we just adopted a pig out a couple days ago. So
Wow.
the whole gamut from big to small.
Yeah, I'd say. So you guys don't just help domestic animals though, but you kind of help the local wildlife. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
We do. It's really great. We have a program called Four Lakes Wildlife Center, and that is where we help injured and orphaned wild animals. So in addition to the domestic dogs and cats, any little animals that come in, little baby squirrels or bunnies, all the way up to bald eagles, we help them and rehab, release them back into the wild, which is awesome.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. What's the most interesting animal that you've helped that's not considered a domestic animal?
Man, we've seen, the bald eagles are great,
Sure.
but we've also, well, this is a different spectrum. We actually helped a baboon a couple years
Really?
ago that someone had as a pet. You should not have a pet baboon, but we were able to help it. So that was one of our really unique animals that
is
we were
very-
able to help. Yeah.
Very unique. And you found a home for the baboon?
Well,
then
we
eventually?
actually were able to transport him down to Texas to a primate sanctuary. So he is
Okay.
living in a perfect environment where a baboon should.
Great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I'm wondering, can you talk to us a little bit about how Dane County Humane Society is funded?
You know, that's a good question. People think that we are a county agency because of our name, but we
Right.
are actually not government funded. We're a private, local nonprofit. So we really do function because of the support of the community, and donations, big and small, are what help this organization continue to function and help all the dogs
Sure.
and cats and critters.
Sure, and that's kind of, to be honest, that's news to me too,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that's good that you shared that, because I think a lot of people probably think that.
I think so too. It's something we're trying to educate people that we have a great relationship with the county,
Sure.
and we have a contract with them to help the stray animals, but really we are funded because of the support of the community and donations and adoption fees. So that's how people can really make a difference.
Yes, and speaking of adoption,
Yes.
you've gotten me hooked here. I kind of want to go and adopt my own now.
I know.
Talk to us about what the process of adopting is like.
Well, we really try and make it as smooth as possible. We want to find the best match for the animal and the owner. So we will talk with you. We have wonderful adoption counselors. But if you are ready, you can hypothetically go home that day with the animal you're interested in. So
wow.
we just want to make it the best match. That's what's most important.
And what are some of the other ways that people can get involved with Dane County Humane Society if maybe adoption is not an option for them?
Right. Some people want to help, but they don't know how. We can always use volunteers. There are many ways that people can volunteer and help. They can also help us at different events and help staff a booth. They can help do a wish list drive for items that we need. There's a lot of ways, and if you go to our website, we have a full listing of ways people can help out.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, there's kind of a list of items. People sometimes think, what can I donate if I've got
Right.
some things around the house? What are the top 3 most needed items that you guys need
That
over
we
at the
need.
Dane County
They're
Humane
kind of
Society?
funny, but they're really important. So the #1 is soft dog treats. We use those so much to help train our pups. So soft, smelly, chewy dog treats. #2 is canned cat food. We go through so much canned cat food. So any brand would be helpful. And then finally, paper towels or Kleenexes. So important to not only help clean, but in our wildlife center, we go through a lot of that. So those are our top 3 items, make a huge difference.
I'm curious, how did you get involved with the Dane County Humane Society?
You know, I love animals, and I initially wanted to be a veterinarian, but kind of got more into the communication field and loved working with people. So getting to work at a cause I care about has been amazing. So I've been there for 9 years now, and
Loving every minute
loving
of
it, and we're doing great things. So supportive of this community.
Right.
We love living here, and it's a great place to work.
That's awesome. Gail Viney from the Dane County Humane Society, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Don't go away. When we come back, we'll be joined by Mary Lou from Rosy Cheeks. If you want to find a great little dance outfit or some cool shoes for your little little girl, be sure to stay tuned because you won't want to miss that. It's Talk of the Town. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. My next guest is Brandon Tracy, who is the owner of Infusion Mixed Martial Arts in Mount Horeb. Welcome, Brandon.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
And as I understand, and we'll talk about this later, you're going to be moving away from Mount Horeb and to Verona. So
that is
very
correct.
Exciting things. But I wonder if you could start out by talking to us about, parents often think, well, I want to get my kids enrolled in some sort of martial arts program. What are some things that parents need to be conscious of and need to be paying attention to when they're choosing a martial arts academy for their child?
All right, that's a fair question. So a couple things that we look for when we're looking into a potential school, and we talk to a lot of parents about making sure that there's a very good relationship between your child and the teachers that are going to be teaching them. That way the kids feel comfortable and open to learning. That's the biggest part. The second part is going to be obviously the curriculum. And for the kids, they're there to learn fun martial arts. And for the parents, a lot of times they're there to have their kids learn more about life skills. And so it's very important to, as a parent, just to make sure you observe the curriculum, make sure it's going to coincide to your beliefs and what you're looking for your kids to be able to pick up as far as life skills go. And then, of course, make sure it's good quality martial arts. And the life skills are usually something that parents can evaluate better than the actual martial arts.
Sure, absolutely. So the two big things are, making sure that the kids connect well with teachers, and then the curriculum as well.
Correct.
Awesome, awesome. So talk to us a little bit about some of the things that Infusion, that you guys offer at Infusion.
All right, well, we offer quite a few different things. Now, first and foremost, we are a mixed martial arts school, so we teach martial arts. That is our primary focus. But we also do fitness. We also do some goalkeeper training. So it's not just martial arts as far as our location goes and what we do at that location.
Yeah. So, I'm kind of wondering, this is a kind of a shooting from the hip type of a question here, but a lot of times when people think of mixed martial arts, they think, oh, that's the cage fighting stuff, but that's that's so much, you do so much more than that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So mixed martial arts simply means it's a mixture of martial arts.
Yeah.
We do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so we teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's groundwork.
Sure.
That's our primary grappling style.
Groundwork.
That's
Okay.
correct, groundwork.
Okay.
And then we also teach stand-up work,
Okay.
and that's a mixture of Taekwondo, American freestyle Taekwondo, and sport karate, and then Muay Thai as well.
Muay Thai.
That's right.
Okay.
Muay Thai.
I've been hearing more and more about Muay Thai. Can you tell me a little bit about what that is and how that differs from some of the other martial arts?
Absolutely. So one of the things that we do with our adult self-defense classes is we teach, and the law enforcement classes that we do as well, we teach Muay Thai because it's very basic technique, it's very basic motor movements, and we use gross motor movements to be able to execute the techniques. You don't have to be a rock star athlete to be able to effectively perform the techniques.
Right.
So for self-defense, it works a lot of knees, a lot of elbows, a lot of punches, kicks, but the fact that you can use your elbows and your knees is an asset because most people don't know how to use their hands safely.
Sure.
If they're in a self-defense situation. And kicking something,
Yeah.
not easy either. But
Right.
everyone can lift their knee up, everyone can use their elbows and swing
Right.
the elbows. So learning how to use those tools and learning more about those tools
Right.
becomes very helpful. And Muay Thai focuses on the hands, elbows, knees, and legs. So you have quite a few more options.
And teaching you how to save those fingers for future use.
Absolutely. That's right. We all have to go to work the next day. We have families to go home to. We don't want to get hurt.
Absolutely. So now I hear you're moving. You're going to be moving to Verona. Talk to us a little bit about that and what that means for, and you're even going to go through a name change, I understand.
That's correct. That's correct. So right now we are currently in Mount Horeb, and we've been there since 2006. We are moving to Verona to the new Liberty Park and the business park. We are going to be moving there as of July 6th,
Okay.
Monday, July 6th. That'll be our opening date there. That's very exciting for us, and we're going to be transferring from a mixed martial arts school where we're just titled as a mixed martial arts school to martial arts and fitness. So Infusion Martial Arts and Fitness is going to be our new name, and that's going to be allowing us to do the various fitness classes. for all ages, for adults, teens, and for kids. And then also we'll actually be throwing in a little bit of goalkeeper training as well. So part of my past athletic training has been goalkeeping, competitive goalkeeping. So we'll actually be able to offer those. We're just going to be offering those more in the back side of the facility. So we're going to have more space. We're going to have a new facility. It's going to be brand new. We're very excited.
Goalkeeping. I wish we had another 5 minutes because I want to ask you so many more questions, but we're out of time. It's
Well,
one of those things that
that's
just
right.
goes so fast. So,
Yes, well, thank you.
Brandon Tracy from Infusion MMA, and that's the website is infusionmma.com. Am I
That's
right?
correct.
So if you want to find out more information about Infusion Mixed Martial Arts or Infusion Martial Arts and Fitness, go to infusionmma.com, and we'll be right back with more Talk of the Town. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. If you're looking for an outfit or a set of shoes or a variety of other things for your little dancer, look no further than Rosy Cheeks and Company of Madison. And I'm joined now by Mary Lou Reinwand. Welcome to the program, Mary Lou.
Hi.
This is your second time on the CW. You were on Girl Talk last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, welcome back. Welcome to our studio. So talk to us a little bit about what types of things we can find at Rosy Cheeks.
Well, if you have a new little dancer, gymnast, ice skater, if you're in musical theater, or if you're a ballroom dancer of any age, you can come into our store and we will outfit you with the appropriate attire and shoes, and we'll fit those all for you and get you all set to go.
Very cool, very cool. So it's very, I mean, you kind of customize sort of
Right.
what types of
Body
things.
shape, yep, you
Very
name
cool.
it.
Awesome. And what, I guess, you know, there are other places where you can find things like this. What would you say sets you apart? What makes you special over at Rosy
Well,
Cheeks?
we carry the brands, normal brands that anybody can buy at any store, but along with that, I design Rosy Cheeks Originals, and so a lot of our store carries the products that I design and sew myself. So I have a production studio in my basement at home, so we have unique items that no one else has for the gymnasts and the dancers. So that's a little additional thing.
Yeah, and that's the only place that you can get it is over at Rosy
We
Cheeks.
do sell out of a few gyms in the
Okay.
area. Yeah, so like 4 gyms in the area carry the Rosy Cheeks line. So you may see them at your gymnastics studio, but of course we have a wider selection.
And you make all that in your basement then?
That's it.
Wow, that's great. You get to leave work and go back to work
Oh
when you
yeah,
go home.
that's a 12-hour day.
Yeah, absolutely. At least, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think a lot of parents might want to ask about ballroom shoes. Do you guys sell ballroom
Yep,
shoes?
we sell ballroom shoes for little girls and boys, more limited because there aren't as many of those, but we sell a huge wide variety of ballroom adult shoes. We outfit a lot of the UW teams and lots of places in the area. We have everything from a flat shoe to a very high, fancy, glittery shoe. So, yeah, lots of variety.
And it's based on something that you just said to me now. I guess we should clarify. I think I may have mentioned in a previous segment, this is for little girls, but you have things for boys, too.
We carry boys and we carry adults, adult apparel for ballet, tap, and jazz, and shoes and gymnastics all the way through adults, too, not just little girls.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what about gymnastics apparel? Talk to us a little bit about your
and
gymnastics
I
apparel.
make most of our gymnastics stuff. We do carry some other lines, a few, you know, but majority of our gymnastics Leos I make, and some of them, you know, we're going into a line of crystals on the fronts now and designer stuff, and a lot of ours have shorts that match. So that's kind of an added thing for the little girls, to a little bit more covered than
Sure.
just a leotard.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, absolutely. And, you know, I got to just ask, how did you get into this business, and how long have you been doing it now?
Well, my daughter that I started sewing for is 32, and I started sewing for her gymnastics class when she was 8. And so it's all evolved. I went through some gymnastics, and then my girls were lifeguards, and we just, you know, we've just evolved into a lot of different varieties. Yeah.
Very cool, very
Yeah.
cool. And you had mentioned that you do sort of custom fitting, so that, and that's not just for the kids, it's for the
No,
adults too.
we get all different kinds of body shapes, and, you know, they all require a different shape.
Yeah.
So we will look at the kids or the adults and say, well, this will fit you, and try it on, and save them trying on 40 outfits when we can kind of tell them what fits their body better.
Which do you like better, fitting for adults or fitting for kids?
Well, you know those little girls that are going to like Storybook or someplace like that, and
Yeah.
they come in and they're just all wide-eyed
I bet.
because it is over. It is. We always say this is the little girl's candy store without the candy, and they are just so excited about this first little outfit, and that's
Sure.
really, really kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's your favorite part of, you say that's
Kind
your
of.
favorite part?
Yeah, it's their thing. You
It's
know.
their thing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And do you miss your little girl being able to do that kind of
Oh,
stuff
I
with
have
your little girl?
I have 6 grandkids now.
Oh, you're
so-
covered
oh,
then.
I got it. I got her.
Well, Mary Lou Reinwand, thank you so much for joining us
You're
today.
welcome. Thank you.
Mary Lou Reinwand is the owner of Rosy Cheeks and Company over in the Hilldale Mall. Go and check them out. And that's all the time we have for Talk of the Town. We'll see you next time.